What's illegal but people act like it isn't? Anytime I got fired from an office job, I'd steal a ream of paper for cover letters and resumes. I figured they owed me. Successful people who got crappy grades in high school or college, what are you doing now and how did, or didn't, your grades affect your success career? I did really badly in school. I hated it because I struggled with maths and with writing. I had good ideas but couldn't seem to get them onto the paper. I left school and worked in a shop, then I joined an acting class and eventually got into drama school in London. Learned to touch type as a way of writing comedy sketches, did well. Now I'm a professional writer. Turns out I have dysgraphia and dyscalculia. Took me 15 years to work that out. Guys of Reddit, what non-sexual things do you wish girls did to you more often? You took me by the hand. Made me a man. That one night. You made everything all right. People who do get paid enough for this shit, what's your job? 8 years ago my ex-wife walked out on me because we lived paycheck to paycheck after being medically discharged from the military. Was suffering from severe PTSD. Was diagnosed with liver cancer that same week. I was highly considering suicide. Once my ex-wife left, I got treated for cancer and went into remission. Meanwhile I was doing truck driving training and going to therapy. I began truck driving cross-country in the US. It was so liberating and never deal with bosses or people really. I get a message like a text where to pick up and where to deliver with the pay rate and appointment times. As long as I'm on time I don't hear from anybody at work. That's the best part. My current wife was tired of me being gone so much and she was tired of her dead office job. She asked if I would want her as my co-driver. I was skeptical if she would want to be on the road with me 24/7. She put herself through truck driving school and we began driving together. I've never felt so happy and complete in life. We've been driving together for 3 years now. We bought our own truck and live very comfortable. We take $120K a year each. I'm only 32 and plan on retiring at 40. People who have worked at Goodwill or other thrift stores etc. and processed donations, what's the craziest thing you've found? I do not work at a Goodwill, but I found the DD 214 discharge papers of a World War II veteran at a thrift store, along with original family photos, documents, and letters. I was very upset, having recently handled so much paperwork around the death of my grandfather. I knew exactly what I was looking at when I saw the DD 214. I bought all the documents I could put my hands on and started Googling the man's name. I tracked down his adult daughter who owned a small business with her husband. I found the email address of the small business and sent her what must have been an alarming email, although I was as cordial as I possibly could be. She got back to me almost immediately. It turned out he had remarried after the marriage to her mother ended. His new wife and her 2 sons pretty much took over the man's life, and the daughter saw very little of her father. At the end of his life they took charge of all of his possessions and cleared out his house without having told her anything. Even though the second wife had died and the 2 sons were not technically blood. She was very angered and upset by this at the time, understandably. I told her she must be the little girl in the baby pictures I had found, and I would be glad to send her all these materials. I shipped them out to her via FedEx with tracking, and she was so deeply moved. She didn't have any baby pictures with her father. I don't know if I've ever done anything good in my life, I'm sure I have. But I know I did a good thing that week. Internet research skills plus compassion for the win. What is the creepiest thing you found in a forest? I do search and rescue work and the smell never goes away fully. Random things trigger the smell. Since I deal with this far too often, please make sure to talk to someone, maybe even a professional, about what you encountered. It's vitally important. We have a lot of support within our team, and after a recovery we call and text each other a lot to make sure everyone involved is mentally okay. Every once in a while, I'll get a phone call from a member needing to talk about a nightmare they had about a search from years ago. Or if you need to talk it through, message me. Edit. Oh wow. My first gold. Thank you. But in all seriousness, if someone needs to talk about things like this, message me. Don't think you can handle it, as it comes back in weird ways and festers. Mental health is as important as physical health, and we need to start treating it as such. What do you believe, but cannot prove? That the universe will eventually stop expanding. All of the stars will die, then black holes will suck up everything else. Then the black holes will suck up each other until there is only one that contains all of the universe, which will then explode and make a new universe.
And then she kissed my face, yeah. I'm falling. I was all in.